Nope. Palisade.
Yep.
An SUV that is so perfect that Hyundai decided not to change a single thing for the 2025 model year. Hey everyone, my name's Gabby.
And I'm Charlotte.
And today we're reviewing the 2025 Hyundai
Hyundai
Palisade,
Palisade.
not Santa Fe. We're going to do a full live stream review of exterior, interior, and of course the tech and safety that this vehicle offers. And if I didn't already make it known, not much has changed. But there is something that you can add on now, and we will mention that in today's video if you pay attention to the entire thing.
So even though a lot hasn't changed when it comes to tech and relative design, there are a couple changes that we will be able to mention for you guys today. And if you haven't already picked up on it, this video is live streamed, which means it's shot in real time at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day of the week. And if you guys have questions about this vehicle or questions about Kia and Hyundai in general, put them in the live chat and we will do our best to answer them in real time for you.
And with that being said, let's roll right into it.
Let's get in.
So the Palisade is Hyundai's flagship SUV. It is huge. It's a 3-row. You can get it with a 7-seater or an 8-seater configuration. But that's important to note because you can only get dual configurations with the Urban trim level, which of course is what we're showing here today. This is now our entry trim, so we no longer have a preferred. So this is what you're going to be looking at for your cheapest option. But by no means does this vehicle sacrifice anything in the safety, style, or comfort department. At the front end, you're going to get a lot of blacked out finishes. So the Urban trim is going to feature this very, very dark, wide cascade style front grille. So take a look. It's almost like a waterfall meets an alligator. Maybe I should say crocodile, because these headlights definitely give a little bit of a crocodile mean-eye look. Every time I look at the Palisade, I'm amazed by the road presence that it has. It definitely demands attention, and it compares with, or I guess competes with, a lot of other vehicles that just don't hit the styling as hard. So think the Pilot, the Pathfinder, the, what's it called, the Explorer. This car—
What's it called is my favorite vehicle.
What's it called? Huge fan. it, like I said, a lot of road presence, a lot of styling, and a lot of safety. So like I mentioned earlier, this is the entry trim level. You're already going to get a full 360 camera. So here's your first one, showcased right in the very center of that beautiful grille.
Camera count number 1.
Camera count number 1. Pay attention, you guys. And then right above that, we have our blacked out Hyundai emblem. Now, of course, it's a common trend. A lot of manufacturers are starting to do blacked out, or I guess just dark packages, which that's going to be our little special
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert for today's video. It's nice to see it already come from factory, so you can put the plastic dip away, and this is a nice shiny finish, so it's not that matte chrome that definitely shows a lot of watermarks. Your headlights are going to be full LEDs, and again, a vertical style, so everything just kind of flows very nicely. A lot of slim profiling, and then some air curtains along the side as well too. The main headlight unit is definitely built in a little bit lower into the bumper, but the actual projection of it is phenomenal, so lots of visibility with this vehicle. And you do have automated smart high beams, so as you're driving in the dark, the vehicle will turn on or shut off your high beams accordingly. If you take an even closer look, there's parking sensors integrated into the front bumper, so not only do you have that camera view, but you're also going to have audible feedback whenever you approach something at low speeds, like another vehicle or a parking meter, that kind of thing. And then in the very, very center along the lower portion of the bumper, sorry guys, I'm an athlete, right over here we have our radar plate. So that's utilized for things like your highway drive assist, your smart cruise control, and your forward collision avoidance. Everything on this vehicle when it comes to safety, there is that standard suite. So the vehicle is always monitoring what's happening around you as a driver to warn you and then even take corrective action if there is a risk of a collision or any sort of thing that should come to the driver's attention. Your wheels are 20-inch alloys, and this is going to remain the same size as the higher Ultimate Calligraphy trim, except you're going to get this beautiful 7-spoke blacked out design. So again, a lot of dark finishes on this vehicle. It looks really good. This may look like black paint, but it's actually blue. It's called Moonlight Cloud, right, Charlotte?
Yes.
But you won't see the blue in today's video. Our quality is not that good. Body color mirrors, I would say door handles, with this really cool turn signal repeater, probably one of my favorite things. I believe this was added for the 2023 model year, and it just looks really good. So later on, I'll turn on the hazard so you can see it illuminate. Our pillars are a gloss black with a hint of this almost darker chrome around. And then we have our black roof rails up at the top. I will point out the engine as well too. I think we'll do a full 360 and end off at the engine.
Sounds good.
Kind of different than how we usually do things. For the actual side profile of this vehicle, it's a little bit more rectangular. I wouldn't say it's as truck-like as the Kia Telluride, which is its direct competitor, and we actually have a Telluride just on the other side of our video bay there. So the Telluride kind of has a more off-road-esque look. The Palisade has a more sleek city look, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys prefer, though, in the comments. All right, and then along the rear end, we have our classic Palisade emblems right across. It again has a darker look. I know it doesn't appear to be as so along the rear. It's definitely not as dark as our front badging, but it's darker than a traditional chrome. We'll lift that up. Power liftgate, of course, because this is a luxurious 3-row SUV. We have our 3rd row folded down right now, so you can see a quick look at our 7-seat configuration. So along the back, lots of space on the width. The 3rd row does fold up in a powered way, so let's do that now. All your buttons are going to be right over here, easy to control, almost fall out of here. And it's not exactly quick, but it is powered, so it's convenient, which I really like to see. They all have car seat tethers too, so if you do have little ones, you can utilize the 3rd row back there. Underneath this little floorboard, you do have your kit for your spare. And let me know if you want to see stop, that's what it's for.
There you go.
Wow, look at that. You have your clip over here and
do an unboxing.
Unboxing. Here's what I'm most excited for. Screwdriver.
Tools. Woo!
Phillips? Yeah, star screwdriver. Complimentary with the Palisade purchase. If this is a sign, I don't know what is. Okay, let's put that back. Cargo net, and then of course your jack for your spare tire. The spare itself is located underneath the vehicle. Probably won't show that in today's video, but believe me, it's there. And then along the rear bumper, you do have more parking sensors and your backup camera, of course. Your taillights are LEDs. You get a nice shiny black diffuser along the bottom. And then right over here, we get another touch of that almost dark chrome look. All right, you guys probably want to know about the powertrain and the fuel consumption. It's 11.1 liters per 100 kilometers in the fuel department, regular unleaded, so no premium fuel recommended or required. I'll pop the hood now, and we can take a look at what is powering this.
They're saying they need proof of the spare. Right, we're putting the camera underneath. There
Clearly,
you go,
my
babes.
word isn't good enough.
There you go. There she is. It's there. Gabby, can it tow?
Can it tow? It can tow 5,000 pounds.
Whoa.
All right, hydraulic hood, we always like to see that. And it's a 3.8 liter V6 GDI engine, so gasoline direct injection, a V formation. You're gonna get 291 horsepower with this engine and then 262 pound-feet of torque. You also have a regular 8-speed automatic transmission, so if you are someone who does like to tow with the vehicle, great peace of mind knowing you have a regular transmission and not a dual clutch, which does require a little bit of special care in regular driving conditions and of course towing conditions. So it's a very, I want to say classic car. I have the mentality that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and this car fits that bill. I will say it's very, very impressive when it comes to the cabin and the comfort for this vehicle. So let's switch over to Charlotte and take a look at that.
Awesome. All right, so let's head on to the interior of this vehicle. First things first, actually, I think I'm just going to put on the hazards real quick to show those, to show the turn signal indicator.
I think those look so good. Especially, you can see the blue paint now.
Yes, it is reading better. It's reading more blue on camera for sure. And I love all of the colors of the Palisade. There's a gorgeous burgundy. There's a gorgeous emerald green. Oh my goodness. Every color is absolutely beautiful.
Can you turn the lights off for a second?
Yep.
I also think it's really nice how these are hidden. You can barely tell that they're lights until, of course, they're active. So hidden amber indicator or turn signal. Just really, really nice.
So let's talk a little bit about what comfort features we have on the interior of this vehicle. And despite the fact that this is considered the introductory level trim for the Palisade, it absolutely does not compromise when it comes to tech and convenience features. And this really is an incredible vehicle. And we have a wonderful guest who we won't show. It's okay. Yay. So when it comes to some of the stylish elements that we do have in here, you can see we've got a great two-toned interior color going on. We have some soft touch leather. We have more of that gunmetal chrome. We have some faux, thank you, some faux carbon fiber detailing too. We have a dirt mark too. That is complimentary. And some of my favorite features that are included on the Palisade have got to be the inclusion of memory seats. If you guys know me, this is one of my hills to die on. I absolutely love memory seats, especially for a vehicle of this size. Where you can actually set 2 per user profile. So it's pretty dang sweet. When it comes to your mirrors, you do have electronically controlled mirrors. You have power, full automatic windows in the whole vehicle, with these ones being one touch and also obstacle detecting, which is super great. And for our sound system is we do have a Harmon Kardon premium sound system with 12 speakers, so you know that it's going to be an intense sound experience in this vehicle, and you can customize it from your center screen too. Let's take a look at what we have for our seats. For our seating controls, you know we've got memory seats, so obviously that means we've got a powered seat, and there's tons of different ways to configure it, and you can even adjust your knee extender. So if you're a little bit taller or a little bit shorter, you are able to have your knees hang in the perfect spot to reach those pedals. When it comes to the pedals, there's nothing that interesting about them, so don't even worry about it.
They're there.
They're there. You've got them. You've got 2, not 3, just 2. And then also when it comes to lumbar support, you do have 4-way lumbar, so it's nice that the seat really does hug you and hold you into place. Mm-hmm. The seats themselves, they are a leatherette. If you are interested in getting Napa leather, you would have to go up a trim for that. And let's talk a little bit about this, and then Gabby can come around to the other side. So over here, you're gonna have your brightness adjuster for your infotainment screen. And now this is the button that I'm always amped about, and this is going to be for dedicated tow modes. So what tow modes are going to do is it's going to, when it's enabled, you actually can adjust the weight of your load based on a percentage in your screen. And this is gonna help the vehicle, the powertrain in the vehicle, just give you the smoothest shifting experience as possible when you are towing something. If you do wanna learn more about tow modes, we have done a video on it, and it's also gonna talk about which safety features would become disabled or enabled when tow modes is active. So we'll make sure that we have that linked for you guys too. Traction control, tailgate controls, and then of course you've got your electronic parking brake. So Gabby, why don't you come around to the side? You can show the seats and our good buddy.
If you guys don't know, if you're a regular viewer, you're probably seen someone under the name Zoran the Barbarian in our comments harassing us every day. This is him.
He showed up.
And he's...
This is why this is rough, because this is why you should not put where you work online. Unfortunately for us, this is our job.
Yeah.
So we've got a live studio audience today.
I'm terrified.
I'm horrified.
Do you want me to show the passenger seat?
Yeah, tell me about the seat.
Okay, so again, this is the entry trim level now, and look at that leather. The quilting, the stitching, it looks so, so good. Power, of course, so you get power lumbar support, backrest, and then of course height adjustment that you can also increase or decrease the angle of recline. Not recline, angle.
And glove box review. Here guys, get ready for this one. It's stuck. There we go.
So the finishes, the dark chrome in here too.
It's absolutely beautiful. I love the Palisade interior. I find that the configuration of this cabinet is always really well done. So let's talk a little bit more about what we've got going on in here. When it comes to our screens, we do have a dual 12.3-inch screen. So 12.3 for our instrument cluster and also for our multimedia interface. Steering wheel is leather wrapped, fully heated, which is great. And you also have a nice little comfy spot to rest your hands too. So if you like to drive like a race car driver, you can utilize that if you want. True Hyundai badging in the center, no Morse code or anything like that, but you do have paddle shifters located behind the wheel. So if you want to work your way through those gears manually, you can do so, because we do have a button style shift by wire,
ooh,
which we still have. We're getting used to column mounted, but no, still button, which is pretty sweet. And then of course, still on your steering wheel, you're going to have things like your driving controls, such as lane keep assist, lane following distance, and also your smart cruise. And then over here is going to be your virtual assistant and more so of your media controls, like various media modes. In the center, like I said, you have a 12.3-inch screen for your instrument cluster. It is fully digital, and there's tons of different ways that you're able to cycle through that center screen here to take a look at your accumulated info. I'm so scared. Also your navigation, because you do have integrated navigation with this, power distribution, and also tire pressure. Woohoo! Let's take a look at the screen over here. Once again, I am terrified.
Oh, seatbelt reminder. That's pretty cool.
Zoran, put your seatbelt on.
Yes, I will.
Buckle up for safety. Always buckle up.
I don't see the buckle.
Well, use your eyes. Then look for it.
Is this the car that reclines?
Oh my goodness.
No.
Y'all, we're never doing this again, studio audience. If you never see us online again, this is why. When it comes to some of the features that we do have as far as tech, you do have passenger talk. And what this is going to do is it's going to pick up my voice. It's going to amplify it to the back seat, the second and third row. That way Zoran can hear me nice and clear without me having to shout.
Is it working?
Even though I probably will still yell at him.
Say what?
Yeah,
What'd you
exactly. Some other parent-centered features that I absolutely love is the fact that you do have quiet mode. That's going to dampen those rear speakers because you do have a lot of them in this vehicle. And then from here, you can also access or lock the rear climate because we have multi-zone climate control in this vehicle. For phone projection, you do have to utilize a wired connection. So wired Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Now, one thing I will note that this vehicle does not have that you would have to go up to the Ultimate Calligraphy for is a wireless phone charger. But the fact that you have the wired CarPlay, your phone is going to be charging anyway, so that's something that I can kind of see as a negotiable. You know what I'm talking about.
Not a deal breaker.
Yeah, not a deal breaker. Thank you, girl. From here, you can also see that we have Hyundai's Blue Link system, which is their telematics system, Valley mode. I mentioned that you do have in-house navigation as well, which is really great to see. As we move down, I really like how this whole center is configured. I think that this is a very smart setup, and it's easy to use because you have real buttons that give you real feedback, and everything is easy to find. So map, navigation, media, favorites button, and then quick jump into setup. And this is going to take you to customize all of those safety features that Gabby mentioned. All you have to do is really click on them. You can put them into active alert, active assist, and everything along those lines. Now, usually in here, we will see some things for lighting. Now, this one does not have ambient lighting. You would have to go up to the Ultimate Calligraphy for that. And the same thing if you would like heads-up display. So we don't have that in this trim, but I don't think that should hold you back from considering the Urban. Down here, like I said, you do have a multi-zone climate control. This is set for the rear right now. I want to make sure you're staying cool. Like I said, you've got shift by wire and then tons of different drive modes and terrain modes as well. So again, each of these are going to change how the powertrain responds to either give you a more sportier approach, a more fuel efficient, more comfortable, or cycle between them based on your driving style. Terrain modes are designed to either maximize or minimize the amount of wheel spin should you get yourself into an inclement situation. Snow and mud, obviously you want to minimize that wheel spin, but for sand, you want to keep those wheels moving. So it's going to keep those wheels spinning for you. On this side, you are going to have things like parking sensors, your idle stop and go if you'd like to turn it off. And also, something I think is great to see on the Urban trim is that surround view monitor. So Gabby showed you the front camera, but we also have cameras on our mirrors and of course at the rear. And they're going to piece together this picture for you to basically give a full 360 view. Also, if you are towing with this vehicle, this view of the camera is great because it allows you to see how everything is lining up, making it a little bit easier for getting ready to get on the road. Of course, you've got your view for your mirrors as well. And then down here is where you're going to see more of your convenience features. So those heated and ventilated seats for myself and Gabby.
Ventilated? In the entry trim?
Ventilated in the front. And then also your heated steering wheel. In here you have a USB port. You've got guillotine style cup holders. Yeah, I know. They honestly have a lot of gumption to them. They're kind of scary. We do not have an egg style key fob. Winner, chicken dinner. This is actually pretty nice.
This key fob's way better.
It's way better. So lock, unlock, tailgate controls, and of course integrated remote start, which you do not need a Blue Link subscription for.
If you take anything from this video, don't wait for a 2026 refresh. Get the 2025.
You get a good key.
Keep the good key. Who cares about the new tech?
You also have a little light in here, which is great because if you're driving at night, it's pretty dark. Still get a decent amount of space when it comes to your center console, which is great. It extends all the way back here too. You've got a 12 volt, you've got a USB-C in there too. And this closes up, and also this closes up if you want something to look a little bit more seamless.
Sweet.
Up top, we got a sunroof. One touch sunroof, woohoo.
Very nice.
And if you want dual, Ultimate Calligraphy, but I think you're probably pretty good with one sunroof.
Yeah.
Should we head to the back seat?
Yes. Before I hop into the back, I'm just going to quickly show the center console how it's kind of a floating style. So you actually have a little bit of storage space under there.
No, you get to do the review back here,
plus
Zoran.
some USB.
You get to do the review back here.
I love it. I'll take one.
Oh. Steven asked if there's still 3 reasons why we do these videos, and there are. Zoran, can you say what they are?
Can you say the 3 reasons
For what?
why we do these videos?
Money.
No. Oh, jeepers creepers. We do these videos for 3 different reasons. The first one is that if you guys own Kia Hyundai product, we want you guys to be in the know on your own vehicles. The second reason that we do these videos is that if you're considering a new car or a new to you vehicle, why not consider Kia Hyundai as a brand? They've done a lot of really cool stuff in the past, and right now too, and I think the Palisade is a huge testament to that. Third reason is if you are looking for a new Kia or a new Hyundai or a used anything, why not check out our 3 stores? We've got Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai, and we would love to help you guys out.
Beauty.
I still remember those.
All right.
Now let's talk about backseat comfort. So first of all, I love this layout. I like that as you head into the 3rd row is where you get that big hump. So you have virtually a flat with only a very tiny hump 2nd row. These seats are also going to be heated, so very comfortable, and you do have rear climate controls that are accessible from here. And like I said, they can be locked in the front. You have dual USB-Cs, I also have a 12-volt back here.
Sorry, the gimbal freaked out.
I love that. 2 cup holders, bottle holder on the door, and also manual sunshades.
So something for like a San Pellegrino, and then a more so regular size
flat
water
water.
bottle. Yeah. A little Red Bull can, speakers, and then sunshades. Block out the Zoran in your life.
Block out the Zorn in your life. Sometimes you just gotta block out the haters. For those of you who may have kids in rear-mounted car seats or even forward-facing car seats, you do have diffusing air vents. Nice.
Ceiling mounted.
Ceiling mounted, so
Like
you know
an
that you're going to
airplane.
get some airflow back here. Same thing with the third row.
Mhm.
So let's take a look at the third row.
I think honorable mention, the second row seats still have this beautiful design into them as well too.
Absolutely.
So not basic and boring. They
Even our
are
third row.
nice. Yeah. Every seat in the house.
These seats are also going to have car seat tethers on the rear and lower latch anchors. We've got lower latch anchors here too. I still have cup holders back here. There's 4 cup holders back here. I have USB-Cs, which is great. Still rear mounted air vents. I've got controls for my seating as well.
Those seats recline?
Powered, baby.
Wow.
Pretty fancy. Should I put mine back?
Yeah.
Woo. Snooze town. Yeah, it's very rare where you see something like that. Another item that I love, and this may seem a little silly, but the fact that you have seatbelt clips, if they're not in use, to keep them out of the way, especially if you are loading cargo and utilizing the full space back here. You also have tons of easy access points or easier anchor points, so I can easily bring myself forward or climb into the back seat if this seat is knocked forward.
So how would you get out of this car?
Great question. So if I'm sitting here, there's actually a handy dandy button, very easy for me to access. I simply press it and it automatically brings it forward and slides forward,
That's actually a lot of space to get out.
which I absolutely love. I also have a little plastic step here. That way I'm not tracking anything into the back seat. And if you're up here and you're thinking, oh my goodness gracious, my little kid is never gonna be able to reach that to get into the third row, you actually have a button right here too. You can hear that it's powered. It's not gonna bring it forward obviously because it is, but there is one down here for any little kids too. So love that, love the intentional design. The Palisade, I feel like Hyundai has never missed on, if I'm being real.
Mhm.
Zoran, what are your thoughts?
You know what? If it was in white, I'd say go for it. It's great.
If it was in
It does
white?
come in white.
Oh, okay, then lovely car.
Sold.
It's nice. It's much nicer in person. Come
Yeah?
take a look.
Zoran's an unbiased opinion because he's a Honda guy. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Any questions?
I don't really see any yet.
Doesn't seem real.
Seat back pockets.
Should we
loaded
sit in
with a
the
little
back
bit of
seat?
And I guess it's worth noting this is black, not body color, even though the body color almost looks black. And if I could give one critique, I'm always going to try to give one critique. This would be a lot nicer, I think, if it was color matched to the front grille. What do you think, Shar?
Yeah, I do. I do agree with that.
It's definitely lighter back here than it is in the very front of this vehicle. I think it's also worth noting that Hyundai absolutely kills it when it comes to their interiors. It's very nice to see the option for dual tone and just a more fun and I guess more pointed interior. Like the amount of stitching and design you see into even the third row seats is something you do not see in a vehicle of this class that often without getting to a very, very high price point. So considering this isn't even the top trim, it is really, really nice to see. Another thing I am a big fan of is there's not too much plastic side molding. So you can see our wheel arches here. There's a little bit, which is nice for Canada because, I mean, salt, slush, and just road debris. But it's not
He's
too
not
much to
saying
the point
anything.
where it
I'm
looks
still
like
wearing a
armor or
microphone.
tacky. Along the bottom skirts, you do get a little bit more of that plastic, and then definitely more ruggedized appeal on the Urban trim compared to the Ultimate Calligraphy, which take things a little bit more sleek and smooth. Another quick look at the front end. Again, that crocodile eye, cascading waterfall. I don't even know what I want to call it. There's
Check
just a
out
lot of
this
things.
hood lift.
Yeah,
It's
hydraulic
not a manual
fins.
prop on. Engineering.
And then again, quick specs, 3.8 liter V6, 291 horse, 262 pound-feet of torque. Did you get all that, Zoran?
Yes, ma'am. Sure did.
All right. I don't think I saw too many questions on
I didn't.
today's
I did see
stream.
that it was MG's birthday recently, so happy
Oh.
belated birthday, MG. Oh, I'll get in frame.
Yeah, we're
Jeepers
way out of
creepers.
frame.
Yeah.
Eat your heart out, MG.
Thanks, Soren.
Thanks. I don't know if that would have.
I don't think that carried.
No.
A lot of people are saying they much prefer the look of the Palisade to the Santa Fe. Those definitely are very different looking vehicles right
Yes.
now. It's crazy that they're both from the same manufacturer.
Yes.
But yeah, a lot of people are saying that they're saying hello from their Hyundai dealership. So hello, thank you.
I will say, if you are a fan of the Hyundai Palisade, over like the look of it over the Santa Fe, this is going to be your last chance to get it while it looks like this, because the 2026 model year will have a different look to it.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't seen anything official released for it yet, but we know it will carry a little bit more into Hyundai's current design language, like what they're following through with the Santa Fe.
Absolutely. Here's a good question: are all Palisades wired CarPlay?
As of now, yeah.
As of right now, yes, they are. We can be anticipating, obviously it's not confirmed, that when we do see a redesign or a refresh for the Palisade, that we will be seeing some updated software, which will give us the capacity for that bigger screen with the wireless CarPlay.
Blair said, I have a question. How did Zoran get past security? He just walked into our video
He
bay.
knocked on the door and walked in.
Yeah.
We should have locked the door.
I think it's worth noting that we have met Zoran before. This is not the first time we've
He
met
didn't
him.
just show up, we had met him.
Yes.
Paul Williams also sent us a super chat. It was so nice to see you, Paul. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you
On the live stream.
I just feel like we haven't seen Paul as much, so
Yeah.
it's nice. So I appreciate when Paul's on.
Thank you, Paul. Let's see, warranty details. Hyundai usually has the best warranties. Yeah, so 5-year, 100,000 kilometers for comprehensive and powertrain, and you also get 5 years of complimentary roadside assistance. I was actually going to mention that when I was talking about the location of the spare tire, because if you do not want to change a spare, you can certainly utilize that. And it's all throughout North America too. How well do the pedals work?
Very well.
Enough to make the car move and make it stop, which is all you can ask for in a car.
It goes.
We will not do a pedal demonstration if that's what you're asking for. A couple of people asked, how much is it? Funny.
We don't know.
Funny you should ask that. And we should have led with that. The MSRP has not yet been released for the 2025 model year, if you can believe that. The car is physically here, but the price is unknown.
If it's one thing we're doing, it's staying on top of giving you guys first looks at the car.
Yes. And I did also mention that we would kind of, not leak, but let you guys know what's new with the Hyundai Palisade for 2025, because although it is a carryover model year, there is something you can choose from, a new option. So you can now get the ultimate calligraphy with a darked out trim. And essentially, everything's the same, except our front end is gonna have dark finishes, and our wheels are gonna be the ultimate calligraphy wheels, so that beautiful sputtered style, just all black. Of course, I don't have it to show you, but just take my word for it.
Sources trust me.
Sources just trust me. We'll eventually get the chance to film it. I believe Wes from our Hyundai store, shout out to Wes, will let me know shortly when it'll actually arrive.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, that's all I've got.
Well, I think on that note, there's not too many questions. So we will see you guys tomorrow.
See ya. Do you want to say bye, Zoran?
Bye, everybody.
You can come on.
No, it's okay. Okay, well, bye.